with that Death Rhapsody, it does have a slow, and that's gonna help Omni so much.
Oh, well, this time Bosskurr is showing the other side how they're gonna play with the invasive plays. They are taking all the jungles on the top side. Well, they might have to fight for the turtle within this 1 minute of hour, because in minute 3 we'll see who will win the war here.
Yeah, and now Lilia using that shadow energy very conservatively, because it is a high mana cost ability and it will eventually run out. So the rest of the team is actually going to go in. Aeon actually finds a big kick where the dragon comes through, but that windmill is just too much. He's pinned Esmeralda against the wall. They're going to keep on going. Lilia has the free hits. Gloom is coming through. She gets the double kill with the help of the executioner Leomore. That momentum was so good, and the energy coming out of Resurgence, they will not let Shopee Bosskurr down.
The very moment they got themselves the kill steal for the turtle, they got themselves the boost of level, and that's a big win. And the double aura on Obi makes a lot of damage on top of that.
It's just so well done when they've got like a proper front to front where their front lines clash against each other. Lilia, she's happy. She's going to be spamming that magic shockwave, getting as many people caught up in with that shadow energy. I don't think Bosskurr want to fight within their jungle because it's a little narrow, and a lot of AoE is going to be coming out from the side of Resurgence.
And that's true, and it's so hard to come close with Aeon Hurricane. Does just push everybody away, while Rush and the rest of the bottom players for Bosskurr kind of catch on Mr. V Chow again. I don't know why they keep on focusing on the tank though.
I mean, that's the only person they can hit at that time. It's the closest person, and it looks like Mr. V wants to be in that position where, you know, your backline have to hit me, because then I'm creating space for our backline to completely decimate y'all.
That's one thing, distracting, and one more thing is wasting the skills on him is not worthwhile, especially look at that, how much they push for the top lane. The rest of RSG now gonna shift to mid and bottom lane, which still have a tier 1 tower for Shopee Bosskurr, while for Resurgence, none of them, their towers being touched yet.
Yeah, and I think if Shopee Bosskurr, if they want to be in front, or if they want to at least stand a chance, they need to go with the big wombo combo. Gripex needs to find an opportunity to get to that backline and land that penalty zone, even if it costs him his life.
Yeah, it's gonna be Solo, Slogan, and Gripex. Like, they have to move these three together. Because Rush, there's nothing much he can do than just block with a wall and just wall charge in, or just baiting out with his first skill, making sure everybody will waste his their skills on him. Because at this state, they are not getting the positions right for the settings to get into the team fight.
Yeah, and I think Resurgence, again, they take away that turtle, and it's just going to push them even further ahead of Shopee Bosskurr. And I think Shopee Bosskurr, they need to get their game straight, and they're kind of crumbling here in terms of their macro plays. And now Rush is caught out of position. That wild charge saves him at the very end, but that was very, very close to death.
They're still trying to bait out all the skills. Mr. V is really, really naughty. Keep on poking everybody who's on the bottom lane.
Oh boy, Mr. V, he's just not going to let up. Resurgence, they'll take everything away from them. Gripex is now in trouble. They're committing a lot of members to this, but it's helpful that Lun is nearby. He should be able to rondo right out of that penalty zone, and he picks up the kill onto Gripex. I mean, there was no way he was getting out of that.
How fast can you go down? That just shows that the whole team's damage is way too much for Bosskurr to handle. Solos cannot do much than just spamming his skills, that shields, and but then Sana on the other hand, he can just go solo on top. But punish back with disrespecting the tower 2 versus 1. Diving in, that was too much.
And that's the beauty of Raphaelia, at least when they've changed her up a little bit more. It's like, finally, I get the kill back. But no, this isn't it. Aeon, he doesn't want anybody to get out of it. That Hurricane comes right on through, getting a great pick onto Rush here. My goodness, Resurgence is not going to let up their aggression.
This is hard for Bosskurr. More of the gap is been opened up. Resurgence is just 20k, not just. He's already 20k goal advancing towards Shopee Bosskurr, who is way far behind, and still 7-1. This is almost the same as the last game.
Exactly. Now remember, it's up to Aeon and Mr. V to find these opportunities. The way of the dragons, the hurricane dances. That's really what's going to set Resurgence apart in terms of their aggression, because those are great setup tools to get these picks. And again, I think Lun has become too much of a beast at this point.
Like it or not, I think this is the time Shopee Bosskurr has to stay as far, because they have been segregating within themselves and always being picked off one by one in very different lanes. So look at this, they've never been 5 ever.
I don't even think it's too great of an idea if they were
They
to
like
be
they
fine.
have to. They are being forced to because they don't have enough manpower to pick off anybody, and they have to defend. By doing this, they keep on losing turrets and more economically destroyed. Just like I said, look at that.
I mean, that was a great pickoff coming in, but I didn't think they would expect that much damage. The way the dragon coming right on through, the killing spree onto Leah, and that's not it. But Jahad is right in the back. He's trying his very best. It's not going to be enough as the rest of the team actually collapses on their item lead. It's just too much for them to handle, but Jahad is so underfarmed.
One more thing, who are they going to shut down for Resurgence, Shopee Bosskurr? They have Sana, and they have Mr. V, who keep on so tanky, and Loon is there for damage. Obi especially, this 3 cores is just too much. Even you want 1 versus 3 or 1 versus 2, it's not enough.
Exactly, and I think it's just a rough game for Shopee Bosskurr because at this point, it's a lose-lose situation. You group up as 4, if they find a pick, the game is over. If you try to split up, then they're going to focus down your inhibitor turrets. It's a rock and a hard place. They have to make a choice, and hopefully Resurgence let up their aggression so that Shopee Bosskurr can breathe. But if I was Resurgence, I wouldn't let them breathe at all.
Oh my goodness, Solo just missed that jump, and that was a
here's the
big
catch.
mistake. And Mr. V making sure nobody is helping Solos, zoning him out to make sure that he's in the middle of that tower. And there's one, that mid hero is being shut down. There's only 4 men left. This is a big push for Resurgence. They might go for a lot right after they got this turret too.
Yeah, and Lilia, when she is behind, she's not exactly too great of a mage compared to other people, but when she is ahead, she will abuse you if you stand too close to your turrets. Huge damage! Huge damage! Oh my goodness, that's not fair!
That's just one skill, and that already hit Rafaela up to only 10% of HP, and they might just get this mid tower, but no, they want to secure themselves this win. Straight away go for the Lord, not actually wasting any more time. Like it or not, Bosskurr has to agree that they cannot contest towards his Lord.
Yeah, but the problem is that Lord is Resurgence's win condition. They can't break into that inhibitor without it. They do pick it up, and now the clock is ticking for Shopee Bosskurr. They are 11k behind. This is not a great position for Shopee Bosskurr, and it feels like Resurgence, they've kind of found their synergy and their legs in comparison to week 1. So this is great to see, but it's super unfortunate for Shopee Bosskurr.
This is gonna be the final push for Resurgence. We have to hope, and Shopee Bosskurr have to hope they make a mistake overextending or too confident by diving in. One mistake by RSG, still able to go in for the final push, but Shopee Bosskurr have to have 2 or 3 more fights to just come back from this loss.
Logan just whiffed that holy baptism. I think the game is over at this point of time. Yep, they find it. The Hurricane Dance as well as the Way of the Dragon secures an insta-kill, basically, onto that Terizla. They're going to be walking all the way to that crystal, and there's nothing much they can do. They just have to sit there and watch. They're getting zoned out by the Lilia as the rest of the team knocks on death's door. Shopee Bosskurr go down in a 2-0 victory, going to Resurgence. My goodness, that was a game.
It was the same flow since the first to second game. Nothing has changed.
Ooh.
I think the moment that they saw this coming, that they can't pick up the fight, they have to regroup and push together. Oh, you like it or not, you have to stick 5 when the point of Resurgence just going. And look at this, so much. Oh my goodness, he only got 1 kill.
Yep, it's just an utter domination here in the second game, and that's what happens.
415, 405, 406, 00, 10 for Aeon, and 107. Oh, this is the best assist.
Yeah.
No kills. This is a good guy. He never kills still you.
The best support Aeon there, but overall, I think it's just a tough game to say at the very least. But let's have a look at the highlights brought to you by our legendary sponsors, Black Shark.
Okay.